Welcome back to Stage Dive. I am very proud to announce that we have a special limited series coming at you for the month of August this year. I'm hosting and producing a show called The Making of Denver Legends at your mom's house on September 1st, right here in the city. And we have 5 amazing artists who are performing with me. We have Ason Yugen, Binta Zang, ReSrface, Ego and Friends, and Malcolm Whyz. As I do in the podcast, it was really important to me that I share the stories of these artists before I got them together on stage to actually perform. And so I sat down and I interviewed each one of them. And just like all of our guests, they were insightful, they were thoughtful, and there's so much beautiful texture to their lives and to their journeys that we don't get to see until we take the time to ask these questions. So I'm so excited to share their stories with you. I'm so excited that I got to sit down with them. And most importantly, I'm excited for you to get to hear these stories and then come to see them perform on September 1st. Pa.
Let's rock.
Let's do it.
Number 1, pizza or tacos?
It depends on the day, but lately tacos.
Okay. Any particular kind of taco?
Asada.
Nice.
Yep, asada
Nice.
with the green sauce on it,
Mhm.
preferably from a taco truck. Can't get the Taco Bell tacos, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got to get the real shit.
Uh-huh.
Most used emoji?
The one with the hand in the face, because I feel like people say a lot of dumb shit half the time, or I say some dumb shit, and so I just be like, damn, shaking my head, and that's my most used one probably.
Nice.
Yep.
Either celebrity you think you most look like, or the celebrity people tell you most look like.
Oh, that's easy. If y'all ever seen Think Like a Man, Michael Ealy,
No.
he's the chef on there. Watch Think Like a Man, and you'll be like, yeah, that's Mount. I get that 100 times a day. They say I'm the Walmart version of Michael Ealy, so I don't know if that's
Tough.
good.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, he's a good looking dude. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Yeah.
so it is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe you upgrade to like the Target version.
Yeah,
Just fucking
exactly.
slowly
Soon,
climb, right?
yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Last softball question.
All right.
What is the most embarrassing fashion trend that you look back at and like, I can't fucking believe I wore that?
Damn, you know what? I used to wear Fat Farms.
Nice.
With the mismatched laces. You know what I'm saying? So you have like a black and white lace with like the incredibly huge Fat Farms. I don't know if y'all remember Fat Farms. They had the huge tongue and they were just built hella big.
Yeah.
But I used to do that and thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And also I used to have braids and I thought I was Allen Iverson. So every day to school I would have my braids, but I wear a headband with it. For like the same headband every single day. So I'm sure someone's got a picture of that somewhere. I probably shouldn't have told y'all that, but it is what it is.
You post it or don't.
Yeah,
It's up to
right.
you. And you should post it if you're wearing tearaway pants, because that would be
Shit, nah.
so fucking good. That's like
you
solid
can't do
90s.
the tearaway pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny.
So when did you start making music?
It's a good question. I've been on and off writing for a really long time. Like I've always been a big journaler.
Yep.
Journaling kind of transformed into me just writing like poems, but never really wanting to do anything with it. And this was years ago. I got a bunch of just notebooks filled with like just poems and notes and stuff that I've been writing down. I really didn't start wanting to make music until I kind of got out of college, and a lot of my friends had started making music or were in the music industry, and I started going to a lot of shows, and I was just like, yo, this looks so cool. This looks so dope. I feel like I could do something like that. And, one day I got a call that my grandma had passed away, and she was a very big proponent of like, do what you want to do while you're alive and all kinds of stuff. And that was kind of the catalyst for me to like really take music kind of serious. From there, I wrote like my first song that was dedicated to music, and it was like, this is what I'm gonna start doing. I recorded it. Luckily I had a great group of friends. They brought me out to Chicago to record it.
Oh, dope.
They kind of surprised me with the studio time. They're like, we know you've been recording, so we booked you an hour. I was like, dope. So I recorded that song. Wasn't really expecting it to do like anything. I put it out and the feedback was crazy, and it was just kind of like my like welcome to the league moment, where it's like, you've done it, it's out, so you might as well continue, you know what I mean? And so that was, I think 3 years ago that I put that song out. It's called What You Make It. It was my first song I ever put out. And from there, it's just kind of been, going ever since, so that was 3 years ago. And since then, I've done a lot of cool things, man. Music has taken me places I never expected it to. I really don't have any expectation or anything on myself right now, It's just kind of see, what I can put into it and see what comes back from it. You know, I've always taught that you put good into things and you'll get good back. You know.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing I've done that's really just me. You know, I played sports growing up. I played sports in college. And there's a difference between team sports where you kind of rely on other people and, you know, they rely on you. And then music where it's just like, where as far as you want to go is how much effort you put into it. You know what I mean? And so I'm at that point where I'm just realizing I got to do a lot of things myself, but that's, you know, that's cool. I'm learning to do all those things. So long story short, about 3 years ago that I started, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah. I want to go back to like when you were really into just like journaling, writing poems and didn't have any intention of putting out. Like what were you pulling from? What were you writing about in some of those early notebooks?
Yeah, man, I just write a lot about life. Like I'm a heavy thinker, you know what I mean? I think a lot about you know, the stereotypes and the systems that we have in place and like the things that we were taught to believe and all that sort of good stuff. And just life, man. We go through a lot of things, and I feel like the best way to kind of sort through all that stuff is to get everything out on paper. I went through a very like deep kind of anxiety and depression phase where I was in my head a lot about a lot of things, and the best advice I got was just get everything out on paper. So that's what I do. No matter what comes up, man, I just write it down so I can kind of process it more. I realize that all of us have this like monkey brain that just keeps going nonstop. You know what I mean? And it's going to tell you all the negative shit that you can't do and all that sort of good stuff. And if you believe it and you feed into it, then that's going to become your life, right? But if you get all your thoughts out on paper, it kind of quiets that voice a little bit more because you're thinking a little bit more clearly. So I write a lot about life. I get big inspiration from J. Cole. I'm a big music fan, you know what I mean? So he'll say some shit and I'll be like, damn, that's dope. Let me see if I can write something similar to that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of all over the place, honestly. But yeah.
I mean, I think all art, well, not all art, but I think for the most part, like the creative process is a fucking mess.
100%.
It has to be. Like, I think that's where you find like the little sparks or the little trails that you start to follow. And you're like, I didn't even mean to write about this, but I got there by going, 6 different directions.
Creativity is weird, man. I think a lot of people think that creativity is something you're born with. But it's really a skill just like anything else. Like the more that you try to exercise the creative part of your brain, the easier it becomes. So like if you're an artist and you just try to freestyle in the car, the couple times you do it, that shit's hard as fuck, right? If you're a videographer or whatever you do, the first time that you do it, it's hard as fuck. But the more effort and time that you put in, it gets easier. Same thing with creativity. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right now, like for yourself as an artist, where are your creative edges? What do you feel like you're trying to push into for more growth to kind of step yourself up to that next level of being an artist?
Man, I'm realizing that the more I'm learning about music, the more I don't know, And so, honestly, I'm trying to learn as much as possible. Like, I got a late start. I'm 30 years old now, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes are young, and people are like, oh, you're 30 trying to do music. Honestly, I don't put a time frame on anything. Like, you get to things when it's meant for you. But right now, I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. Like, right now, I'm learning how to mix and master my own vocals, so I'm practicing on that. I got all my studio equipment at my house so I can practice. I'm trying out like different flows and different melodies, and I'm trying to learn how to sing and all kinds of different stuff. So I wouldn't say there's one area that I'm in particular just trying to like master right now. It's really just kind of learn as much as possible, because one thing might hit and I'll be like, oh, I really enjoy doing this, right? And then I kind of feed into that, So it's kind of just everything right now. I'm just being a sponge and soaking it all up.
Yeah. How do you balance between like wanting to follow your excitement, which I generally think is the best approach because you're going to naturally have the energy and the excitement, but at some point, like the song has to come out, you got to play the show, like you actually have to keep marching forward. Like, how do you balance those two things?
I think, like I said, just not putting a whole lot of expectation on a lot of things. You know what I mean? I feel like that's when, the disappointment will kind of come. I'm more intrinsically motivated to I just want to do good work all the time. So it's not about like, is this song gonna flop? Is this show gonna do well? It's like, did I give it my all? Did I put as much effort into it as I could have? And if I can say yes to that, then I'll feel good about it regardless. You know what I mean? So my biggest motive, I'm a big believer in how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I half-ass a song, I'm a half-ass other things in life. You know what I mean? So at this point, it's just do your best work at all times, and then the feedback from that will always come from what you put into it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious. You said you're more intrinsically motivated. To you, is that nurture? Is that nature? Is that both?
I think it's a little of both. I had a really good support system growing up, and both my parents instilled into me just like work hard and do the best that you can. I think a lot of that came from playing football in college. I had a really great coach in college who used to say, just do your job, right? No matter what the play is or whatever the case may be, all you can do is your job on any given situation, right? And so I kind of took that to heart, and now everything I do is just like do my job and do it to the best of my ability, and everything else will fall into place.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I played receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Did you back when I was fast and had good knees, and not no more. Nah, I'm out of that.
Was the league like ever on the table? Like, did you ever think about it?
My sports story was kind of crazy. So I went to a very good high school out here. We won state 3 times. I thought I was a really good player. I didn't end up getting like a whole lot of offers. So right before I was supposed to sign to go play somewhere, I actually broke my kneecap, stopped playing, and really didn't even want to play college ball anymore. So I went to school to just study and get a degree. Ended up meeting a bunch of people out there who are like my best friends now. They were like, you should walk on. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I walked on, ended up becoming the captain of the team by my senior year. And at that point, like going to the league or at least playing somewhere after college was kind of still in my mind. But a lot of things happened my senior year, ended up making me not like it again. You know what I mean? I kind of fell out of love with sports. And so I just decided to give it up and kind of take the more traditional path, which was get a job and like apartment and white picket fence type shit.
Yeah.
Ended up hating that too. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that this one goes out to all my athletes. If you ever played a sport, I know that they say every athlete dies twice. And this goes for sports. This goes for like creativity. Everything that you put your identity into eventually you're not gonna be able to do anymore. So like right now I'm a musician. Eventually I'm not gonna be a musician. I was a sport or an athlete, and then now I wouldn't consider myself necessarily an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So like the labels that you put on yourself are always gonna fade away, but like the person that you are is gonna remain at all times. So it's not Malcolm that musician, it's Malcolm the person. These are my values, these are my standards, and that sort of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I live my life by now. So I just wanted to, make that known to whoever's like got that label on yourself. Just know that that's gonna be gone at some point. But what you stand for, your values, that's gonna last forever.
Yeah, the label's a lens, right? It's kind of like 100%. This is how I, Malcolm, express myself as an athlete, as a musician. Yep. It's like those are not who you are. Those are sort of how you show up in those contexts in your life, in your relationship, family, whatever it is.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. What's your relationship to either like your body or being an athlete now? Because like you obviously still take really good care of your body.
Yeah. Honestly, right now I'm more focused on the mental side of my body. You know what I mean? I realize that your body goes as far as your mind allows it to go. So right now I'm really focused on just kind of dialing in on a couple of things mentally. I've been reading a lot more. I've been journaling a lot more. I've been meditating a lot more. You and I talk about this coming up. And just focusing on those pieces. I realize if you master your mindset and the things that you think about and the way you think and how you think, you can really accomplish a lot of things. So I feel like in college I kind of mastered the body piece, where it's like, how far can I push my body? I was a scrawny little fucking like 100-pound receiver in high school and pushed myself to like 180 pounds in college and got all muscle and all kinds of stuff. But I never really like mastered the mindset piece. You know what I mean? So I've seen how far I can take my body, but now it's how far can I take my mindset as far as like how disciplined can I be? How consistent can I be on certain things? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm focused on now.
Yeah.
100%. But I still hit the gym, I still hoop. Any hooper or any musician out there that thinks they could hoop, get at me. We need to get on the court.
Pick up games. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Mm-hmm. What part of your story do you wish more people knew?
Man, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing for me is I want to be someone that people can look to and say, I could do what he's doing. You know what I mean? And I haven't made it by any means to the success level that ultimately people like seriously look up to. But I feel like I'm an example for doing what you want to do in life, regardless of the age, regardless of what people tell you, regardless of your background, and just taking a chance. You know what I mean? There's a lot of situations where people will get bogged down with what their parents have told them or what society is telling them to do, or I'm too old to do this, or I'm too yada yada or whatever. And it's like, get that shit out of your mental space. You know what I mean? It's like you can do anything at any point in life. And I get that things come up. You got kids you got to take care of. You got bills to pay, yada, yada. At the end of the day, that's an excuse. If there's something that you want to do, you're going to find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest takeaway from myself and what I want to pass on to other people is like, don't let anything stop you from doing what you ultimately want to do, because we only got this one life to live. It's cliche as fuck, but like my grandma dying really taught me that. That was the first person in my life that was close to me that passed away. And that was the biggest thing, was like, do what you got to do, because at some point it's all going to be gone. All this shit that we see around us, what we're doing right now, people going to forget about it. It's going, it's going here and there. But if you do what you want to do and live a great life, then that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah. We're gonna step into some weird deep waters for a second. But like, so like, we're a fucking blip, right? It's like in the history of civilization, when we think about how we impact blah 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 blah. But we as humans, we continue to search for meaning, because I think it's really hard to stomach the idea that like there isn't a larger purpose behind why we exist. So I'm curious for you, like, do you lean more into like, there's a reason we're here, it is this bigger thing we're a part of, or like, nah, like we don't know, and we're never gonna know, so like just fucking be here while we're here?
That's a great question, man. I've been very spiritual lately. I was raised in a Catholic. I went to a Catholic high school, so I've been studying like religion and all that sort of good stuff. I do believe that there is a higher power. Do I believe that everything that we're doing is like written in stone or whatever? Not necessarily. I just feel like, while we're here, it's kind of our obligation to just live the best we can and create. And by the way that we live, it kind of empowers other people to live the same way, right? Spread love, do good things, you know what I'm saying? And everything will work out, Yeah,
100%. I at once so agree with you that you shouldn't come in with expectations, but also dreams, right? Like, you got to look ahead and say like, if I want to, where do I want to go? So like, what do your dreams look like in your mind's eye? Like, what do you picture?
Yeah, man, I think I'm still figuring it out. I think obviously I want to take music as far as I can take it. Ultimately, like, if I can get to a level where it's paying the bills on a consistent basis, and I can travel more than what I've been doing, and just do music full time, that would be the ultimate goal. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But like I said, I think that you kind of put these goals in place, and then your systems are more important. You know what I mean? So like the end goal, everyone has the same end goal in music, which is like to be Drake or whatever, or J. Cole or whatever. But not everyone gets to that level. You know what I'm saying? And just the same thing in like sports. It's like everyone has the goal to win a championship, but not everyone gets to that level. And what's the reason why? It's not the goal. Everyone's got the same goal. It's your process. It's like, what am I doing on a daily basis to get to that spot? Not only is it the process, but it's the person that you are. Like, if you're not a person that's disciplined, consistent, and all that your goal doesn't mean shit.
Right.
So you ultimately got to work on yourself, right? Work on yourself, get the processes in place, and then all that shit will take care of itself.
Yeah. This analogy doesn't work anymore, which makes me really sad. But what I was going to think about was like, so if you look at Damian Lillard until like 2 months ago, when it was basically like, fuck the championship, I'm just going to see how far I can go, and I can go to bed every night knowing that I went as far as I could with this team, this community, this, etc. Versus someone who's like, no, like, I'm going to go to the team, I'm going to find the other stars, like, I'm going to get that fucking ring. Like, which one do you resonate more with?
I think I resonate more with Dame. A lot of people will jump ship and jump on like a bandwagon just so they can be a part of it. I have much more respect for somebody like Dame, or like someone in that instance who would rather, like, I'm gonna build this from scratch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna start with me. Because that's kind of what we did in college. It was like, this team is not ultimately very good, so it's gonna come down to how we work and how we, start recruiting people, yada yada, whatever the case may be, and how we build it up from nothing. Like, it's very easy for you to jump on board to, the Warriors or the Nuggets or whatever. Shout out the Nuggets. It's very easy for you to jump on a championship team or jump on the back of someone who's like going really far. But it's less hard, or it's less easy for you to like build the shit from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Even in music, it's like you can get a cosign from somebody and now you're blown up. Or you can like build it one fan at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I respect that a little bit more.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the types of people you like to be around that put you in like a good mental space, a good creative space?
I mean, look at yourself. Like, for y'all that don't know, Jack has the best energy that, I've only known you for a couple months, if that. And it seems like I've known you for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the vibe that you put out, and I can tell it's all genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what I want to be around right now. I spent a lot of time like doing the party thing and like trying to get girls and, trying to impress a bunch of people that really didn't give a fuck about me and all that sort of good shit. I spent my whole 20s doing that shit. Going out every weekend, getting drunk, trying to get all the girls, yada, yada. But now it's like, bro, I really want to be around creative people who want to see other people succeed. You know what I'm saying? We go as far as we take it. You know what I mean? I can't do anything by myself. You can't do anything by yourself. So it's like, I want to be around people who are creative, who want to do more than just like what everybody else is doing, want to make something out of their lives, and then they want to see the people around them succeed. Because ultimately, that's how we're gonna get to where we want to be.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. What are you loving about either the music or the hip hop scene specifically in Denver right now?
Man, it feels like there's a huge buzz in Denver going on. You know what I mean? And it could be because all the people that are moving in, could be that the Nuggets just won. It's a lot of things, but it feels like the like entertainment piece of Denver is coming alive to where more people are looking for hip hop shows or rap shows where they weren't looking for it before. More people are looking for fashion than they were before. And even like if you're into the club scene, more people are looking for more late night like club environments and like food and all that sort of good stuff. It seems like everything has elevated in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And it feels like being a part of that right now, there's just a huge, like everyone wants to be doing something. Everyone wants to be putting on shows or like collaborating with people, whatever the case may be. Where before it didn't seem like that. It did seem like there's this kind of crab in the barrel mentality. A lot of people say that about Denver, but it doesn't feel like that as much anymore. It feels like a lot of people are willing to get in rooms with other creative individuals and make something that they wouldn't have been able to make themselves. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to take Denver to the next level, to where they're talking about Denver like they're talking about like a New York or a LA or something like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're close. Like, I full-heartedly believe that if you give me anybody in any state, regardless of what they do, I can find somebody in Denver that can do it as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that 100%. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything else on your mind? Anything that you want to take this space just to share, talk about, either philosophically, something that's been on your chest?
Man, I would just say life is good. Life is really good. A lot of shit happens. You probably going through some shit. We all go through shit. Jack, I'm sure you're going through some shit. Everybody who's watching, I'm sure y'all going through something. Like, at the end of the day, life is really good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about the mentality of what you're going through.
Yep.
You can either take what you're going through as like oh, woe is me. And like, I get it. Like, some of y'all going through some tough shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. We all been there. But you can take it as like a woe is me mentality, or you can be like, what can I learn from this to become better from it? What can I take from this situation that's going to help me get to the next phase in life? Because there's no way to avoid that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come and it's going to go. Same thing with the good things that happen. Like, everything comes and goes, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, life is really good, and it's just a matter of the mindset that you bring into certain things. So I would say just start thinking about things differently, start asking some better questions, because what you ask in your mind naturally will have to find the answer to. So instead of saying, why is this happening to me, start thinking like, is this something that's happening for me? What can I learn from this? You know what I'm saying? And that'll kind of change your perspective a bit. Yeah.
That's real talk, my man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Thank you again for tuning into this special episode. Again, this is all leading up to our performance at the Making of Denver Legends at your mom's house on September 1st, right here in Denver, Colorado. You can get tickets from the link in the video description below, or you can reach out to me personally. I would love to see you there. Thank you.